Yeah, Mom, I know, this is insane. I just got the job and now all I have to do is work here until I'm 65 years old and I can retire. This is amazing. Wait until you're 65. You know there's a way that you could actually retire earlier than that, right? That's impossible. You know you can't retire before age 65 because you have to be 65 in order to get Medicare and Social Security benefits. That's how you retire. Actually, random dude, it's actually totally possible to retire in your 30s and 40s as long as you follow the FIRE strategy. Okay, you have me intrigued. What is this FIRE strategy? I'm glad you asked. So the FIRE strategy is where you save 50 to 75% of your income by embracing a way more minimalist style of life, so that way you can save that money and invest it for your retirement. What? Invest? No way. I'm not putting my money in the markets. That is way too risky. Screw that, man. I'm out. You know, I get that answer all the time, but actually there's hardly any risk to this style of investing at all. And what's really risky is what your plan is where you're putting your faith, your retirement into the government and thinking that they're gonna take care of you for your retirement. That's the risk. Look, man, that's still way too risky. I can't listen to facts. I'm just gonna go work that job that I hate for 40 years. So, excuse me, I gotta talk to my mom. So yeah, Mom, I hate this job, but I'm gonna work it anyways, so I guess I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, I hope you guys like that little intro there. I thought it'd be fun to try for something to experiment with the channel. But anyways, today we're gonna talk about the FIRE strategy. And for those of you guys who don't know, FIRE strategy is simply an acronym which means financial independence, retire early. The overall goal of the FIRE strategy is for you to one day quit your job and have enough money in investments that passively produce enough income for you to cover your expenses and have money left over for you to use for your enjoyment. We're simply trying to achieve financial independence, and financial independence does not mean that you're going to be having mansions on the beach or having your own private jet and flying around the world eating caviar with everything. That's not the goal. The goal is simply just to be able to retire and live a comfortable life and to be able to enjoy your hobbies. The overall formula for the FIRE strategy is quite simple. It has three main parts. The first is reducing your expenses. The second is increasing your income. And then the third is investing 50 to 75% of your income so that way it can passively produce income and then you can live off that income. I'd argue that making a lot of money is important, but even more important than that is how much money you keep. And the greatest way to keep more of your money is to easily reduce your expenses. Here are some ways that you can get rid of and reduce some annoying expenses that you have. First and foremost, pay off high interest debt. This would be your credit cards and your student loans. High interest debt is really the silver bullet that kills this whole FIRE strategy because every dollar that you make, if it's going to interest, you're basically digging yourself in this hole that you're never going to escape. So first things first, pay off those credit cards, pay off the student loans, and try to be debt free. Next is to get rid of stupid expenses, and we all know that we have those stupid expenses. For the most part, think of this one. $5 coffee. There are so many people out there that literally go out and spend $5 a day on coffee, and that is just a ridiculous expense. That adds up to $1,825 every single year. That is money that you could use to be saving. That is money that you can use to be investing. So stop eating out, stop going to Starbucks and getting your coffee every single day. There's other little things that you can do around the house, such as switching all your light bulbs to LEDs to cut down on your electric bill. Maybe review all those subscriptions that you're paying for. Do you still need that MeUndies subscription? Do you still watch Hulu at all? Can you get rid of that? Are you going to the gym at all? Are you still paying for that? Subscriptions that you're not using that's just burning a hole in your pocket, cancel them, get rid of them. Now, reducing your expenses does not mean that you don't have to have fun. It just means that you have to limit your spending. So, for example, go out to eat, but instead of going out to eat every single night and buying your coffee every single day at Starbucks, maybe try to limit going out to eat maybe once a month and on weddings and anniversaries and special events. Once you've developed a system on reducing your expenses, the next thing to focus on is increasing your income, because that's the ultimate goal here. You want your income to be here and your expenses here. Your income should always exceed your expenses, and the goal is to stop living paycheck to paycheck like 80% of Americans. There's 1,000,001 ways that you can make extra money, so we're gonna just talk about a couple of those right now. So the first thing that you can do is you can focus on your career path. If you are an hourly employee, maybe pick up some extra shifts, get some extra money, get that overtime. If you are more of a salary position, you can start focusing on getting a promotion, seeing if you can increase how much you're being paid, how much your salary is gonna be. You can also pick up a part-time job on the weekends or even start a small side business, a side hustle to help increase your income. Now, if you decide to pick up a small part-time job, I recommend getting a job that you would actually enjoy doing, because 70% of Americans are dissatisfied with the work that they're currently doing. So if you're one of those people in that 70% and you're at a job that you hate and then you pick up another job that you hate on the weekends, you're just asking to walk down a road of depression. So I recommend finding a job that, even if it doesn't pay you that much, it's just something for extra money, and it's just something that you're gonna enjoy doing. So like for me, if I needed to pick up a extra little part-time position on the weekends, I'd probably work at like the movie theater or the pet store, just because I think that would be fun. And in terms of starting a small side business, your side hustle, there's also a million and one things that you can do. You can clean people's houses, put an ad on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or just put it out there in the world on social media and see if people are willing to let you come into their homes and clean up their homes. You can start a dog walking business. You can flip things on eBay. You can become a personal trainer if you're athletic. Essentially, the goal is focus on a skill set you have, something that you can do fairly easily, and sell that as a service. Lastly is to focus on investing 50 to 75% of your income. And I know that sounds a lot, but that's why I'm talking about this third factor last, because in order to increase your amount that you're able to invest, you have to reduce your expenses and increase your income. So that's why we talked about the other two things first. You gotta master that, reduce your expenses and increase your income, so that way you have the money, you have the capital to invest. Do you remember the coffee example? How that costs $1,825 a year if you spent $5 a day on coffee? If you simply made coffee at home and never bought coffee at all at Starbucks, well then that's $1,825 that you'd have at the end of the year to invest. This whole strategy is based on eliminating wasteful spending and instead taking that money that you would have spent and investing it in the markets. I've always recommended that people invest in tax advantage accounts such as a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k. This is where you contribute post-tax money. So if you are a W-2 employee, this would be the money that you have received in your paychecks because taxes have already been taken out of that. That money is post-tax, and if you take that and you put that in a Roth IRA or in a Roth 401k, since that money has already been taxed, it will not be taxed on in the future when you go to collect. And that's great for you because that means that your principal nor your interest is touched by the IRS because the money has already been taxed. Within the Roth IRA or the Roth 401k, I recommend that you invest in index funds. The index funds that I invest in are part of Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio. So this is where I invest in indexes that track the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the United States, US government debt, so long-term treasuries and intermediate-term treasuries, gold, as well as commodities. I have made a previous video about these tax advantage accounts such as the Roth IRA and the Roth 401k and the specific index funds that I invest in that are part of this Ray Dalio all-weather portfolio, which I will link in the description below. I highly advise that you watch that video linked in the description because it will give you a better understanding of my investment philosophy as a whole. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some dude on YouTube who enjoys learning about personal finance as a hobby. So everything that I say on this channel about finances or within this video should be taken as entertainment purposes only. I learned everything that I know about investing from 4 different books. The first book that I read, and I recommend everybody read if you're going to invest in anything, is The Intelligent Investor. So The Intelligent Investor was written by Benjamin Graham. Benjamin Graham is Warren Buffett's professor as well as mentor, and basically gave Warren Buffett the tools and the fundamentals to become the billionaire that he is today. And that's exactly what that book does. It's not going to teach you how to be a billionaire, but it's going to teach you the fundamentals of investing and the principles of investing, and that is the foundation in which everyone should build their investing education on. The second book that I read was Security Analysis by Benjamin Graham and David L. Dodd. Now, that is one monster of a book. It is a huge book, sort of a dry read, but what I liked about it is it taught you how to analyze a security. It taught you how to analyze different possible investments to see if they'd be worthwhile and be worth your time. And my third and most favorite book on investing is Money Master the Game. Money Master the Game is something that was written by Tony Robbins, and it's just incredible because my biggest takeaways from that was the Ray Dalio all-weather portfolio, but also Tony Robbins interviewed so many different billionaire investors. I mean, these are the best of the best people, so it was great to get their advice to the general public on how to invest and retire and save for your future, and it was just an amazing, incredible book. So I highly recommend that one. And the fourth and final book that I read on investing is Unshakable, also by Tony Robbins. Now, Unshakable is basically the Cliff Notes version of Money Master the Game. So I read that after I read Money Master the Game, and I read it like maybe 6 or 7 months after I read Money Master the Game. So it basically acted for me as a really good refresher. So if you don't have the time to listen to Money Master the Game, which is also a pretty thick book, you can get Unshakable, and it's a good Cliff Notes version, but I highly recommend both. I listened to all of these books on Audible.
My main focus with books is to learn things that will add value to my life. The reason why I love Audible is because I can listen to books when I'm doing other things, such as going for walks. It gives me the convenience of learning on the go and being able to multitask. I pay $14.95 a month, which gives me one book for free, as well as 30% off each additional book I buy. I also have the freedom to exchange any book I don't like for another book. And lastly, if I decide to cancel my Audible membership, all my books remain mine for me to listen to again.
If you're interested in receiving an Audible subscription, I do have an affiliate link in the description below. Now this adds no extra cost to you, but I do receive a small commission, and it's a great way for you to learn more about investing as well as supporting the channel at the same time. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like this video, please make sure to hit the like button. That greatly helps the YouTube algorithm push this video to more people, and that's the goal. I want to educate people about finances so that way I can empower your retirement. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications by hitting the little bell so that way you don't miss anything new. Again guys, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me that you actually chose to sit down and watch my video. These videos take a lot of time to plan, film, and edit, especially since I'm doing all the editing on my phone. So I greatly appreciate your time, and please come back here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace guys.